Australian Grand Prix. What a race that was. Sunday was full of drama, overtakes, yellow flags and red flags. From Russell starting at the pole position to Alonso's 101st pole of his career, we will discuss all of it. So hello and welcome to F1 Motorsports. My name is Mihir and you are watching the race report of Australian Grand Prix. The race start was quite interesting as Verstappen wasn't able to get away well. Russell had a better start than him and overtook him on turn 1 itself. Later, on turn 3, Hamilton saw a chance to overtake and lunged into the turn and took second place, leaving Max in third place. While all this was happening, Leclerc, who started the race from P7 due to Ferrari's miscalculation on Saturday, was battling with Lance Stroll in AMR. On turn 3, Lance touched Leclerc, which was purely a racing incident, and due to this, Charles spun into the gravel trap on exit of the turn 3. He was beached into the gravel, which marked Charles' end of the day by the lap 1 itself. Moving to lap 7, there is a similar gravel on turn 7, just like on turn 3. Albon was pushing hard on 8th place, due to which he made an error and oversteered hard on turn 7. He spun right into the wall and lost the front wing of the car. This brought out the second yellow flag of the race, the first being during the Charles spin. Now, it was obvious that teams would pit, and this is what exactly Russell and Carlos's team decided and pitted them. But this seemingly great strategy was soon turned into nightmare for both drivers, as the session was soon red flagged after they pitted. This meant that Russell and Sainz gave away track position only to start at the back again. The first restart of the race was a standing restart, which means drivers would start from the grid slots itself. This time, Hamilton was P1, Max P2 and Alonso was P3. Russell was sadly down to P7 and Sainz was down to 11th place. Perez, who started from the back of the grid, was in 14th place just after 8 laps during the restart. As the race started, Hamilton got away well and took the lead. Max and Alonso battled during the start, but the positions remained the same until DRS came in. Now, RB19 is just a beast under DRS. As we saw in Jeddah as well, Max was able to overtake Lewis easily on turn 9 of lap 12 and took the lead. Russell also got a good start with him overtaking Gasly on lap 13 and taking the 4th place. He was already having a bad day due to the red flag, but this day didn't end there. On lap 18, he started to lose power near the end of the lap. His engine blew up and caught fire soon after that. He had to stop his car safely, so he stopped near the pit exit. This was the third DNF of the day and Russell's first of the season. While all this was happening, Perez was steadily gaining places throughout the race. With a powerful DRS and amazing skills, Checo gained 5 places in just 12 laps. He was able to perform some very good overtakes over Ocon and Piastri. Verstappen gained a comfortable lead of 11 seconds after he overtook Hamilton, but all wasn't good for him as well. On lap 47, he locked his front left tire on turn 13. That lockup could have costed him his race if he didn't have a huge lead, as he already lost 4 seconds due to this lockup. Along with Perez's overtakes, there were some good midfield battles as well. After much struggle, Sainz took on 4th place after overtaking Gasly in the Alpine on lap 25 by taking an aggressive lunge. Lando was also pressuring Hülkenberg for 8th place for many laps. He was finally able to make a move on lap 52, which was nice, and overtook Hülkenberg for 8th place. Hence, it looked like the race would normally end without any further drama, but it didn't end that way. Kevin Magnussen on lap 53 hit the wall and lost his rear right tire. This brought out the second red flag of the race. Now, if you think the drama ended here, you are wrong. It was just getting started. For the second restart, which was a standing start again, there were only 16 drivers on the grid, with Max P1, Hamilton P2 and Alonso P3. Perez was in 7th place. The race was only for 2 laps, as the red flag came in on the 55th lap and the 56th lap was formation lap. Hence, drivers only had 2 laps for the racing, 57th and 58th. During the restart, Verstappen took the lead and Hamilton and Alonso battled at turn 1. Carlos was in 4th place and also tried to get ahead, but he touched Alonso on turn 1 itself, sending him spinning and back to the grid. Gasly had a huge lockup on turn 1 and Perez ran over the gravel due to that, and Nick De Vries and Logan Sargent also made contact on turn 1 itself. It was a total chaos on turn 1, the worst I've ever seen, to be honest. To add to that, Gasly, after recovering from lockup, weaved on the track without looking back and crashed himself into his own teammate Esteban Ocon. They both crashed out of turn 1. Keep in mind, all of this happened in just a matter of few seconds. Pretty chaotic, right? This chaos brought out a red flag once again, with just one lap remaining now. As the red flag was brought in right after the restart, drivers hadn't completed even one full sector. Hence, FIA decided to reset the grid back to what it was during the second restart. This gave Alonso another chance as he was spun out to the back by Carlos. FIA also decided that Sainz was culprit in this incident and he was given a 5-second penalty. This meant he would lose multiple places at least, as all drivers would remain close to him during formation lap. I'm saying formation lap because it was the last lap and drivers would start and end this lap under the safety car, essentially ending the race after formation lap itself. That is what happened in actuality. The last lap started under the safety car from the pits. This time only 12 drivers were on the grid. After final lap, Max of course took the win, followed by Hamilton on P2, Alonso on P3 and Sainz P4, who would actually drop down to P12 due to his penalty. To conclude, with 3 red flags, 3 restarts and 8 DNFs, it was a very hectic race and a dramatic one also. Talking about some good things, Alonso got his 101st podium in this race, but was unfortunate enough to not win, like other drivers who won on their 101st podium. Both McLarens were finally in the points in this race. I would say Norris did a very well job in that draggy McLaren, and Mercedes was seen quite strong this weekend as well. Tell me, what do you think about Sunday? What were your favorite or the funniest moments in this race? Let us know in the comments down below. If you found this report useful, like this video to show your appreciation and subscribe to Motorsports. My name is Mihir and I hope to see you again in our next video. Thank you.